UFC 299, and man, was it interesting. I want to go first into Dustin Poirier knocking out Benoit Denis. Man, I've been talking about this in my survival and preparedness channel. Soldiers are tough guys, they use weapons to do their job, but they're not going to be beating an expert martial artist. And sure, there's been cases of guys from special forces in the United States or other countries that transition and then become, yes, mixed martial artists, professional fighters. And they do quite well at times, and at times they don't. This is an example where you see the deficiencies that they may end up bringing along. In this case, I think this image shows it best. That is not a boxing stance. And yes, Poirier is throwing that right in the middle very nicely, but still, man, those hands are, that's not where they're supposed to be. It could have gone for Denis. The man is younger, strong, tough, durable, but he simply lacks the skills. He had Dustin Poirier in round one several times. He just couldn't finish it. He had it on a rear naked choke that he should have finished him. He had it on a neck crank that should have been the end of the story. Poirier got out. Poirier kept on throwing guillotines time after time, failing up until his corner literally told him, stop throwing guillotines. They just do not work. And he goes and throws 3 more. But he got a little bit of distance, and that's when you see the difference, those different levels, right? The guy simply hasn't got the boxing. He didn't have the grappling and wrestling to finish him on the ground. He does not have the boxing to go at it with Dustin Poirier, and that's why he boxed his face into a knockout. Can he recover? Sure, yes. It wasn't all that. It was pretty rough, but and every time you get knocked out, it just takes a point out of your chin, but the man is still young. He can learn. He can get a lot better. And for Dustin Poirier, he probably still has a year or two where he may end up, becoming a champion if he gets a chance. The guy definitely has the skill. He has the guts, and it could well be. Moving on to the next one, we have Sean O'Malley and Marlon Vera. Chito, Vera, I don't know what he was doing, honestly. He seemed like out of it during the pre-fight, all of the build-up. The man seemed like lethargic, like slow when he was talking. I mean, even the hair, the body language was as if he just woke up. And he started fighting as if he just woke up until round 4 when he's, I'm fighting this guy for the belt, okay, and he had success at it. Now, not taking anything from Sean O'Malley, the guy is he's gritty, he has the balls to go for it, he is long, lean, and he is fast. Most of all, he's fast and has a nice fighting IQ there, right? And he did the right thing, which is keep Chito at his range, and going with that range, he just jabbed the fuck out of his face and threw a couple great knees. I think that one broke his orbital bone. So throwing knees, kicks, checking those kicks, and boxing at that range, that was enough for him to win the fight. Against someone that simply was not active. And when he was active, he was super successful. I'm telling you, if Chito Vera had started fighting like he did in round 4 from the start, he would have won the fight because he caught him every single time he threw more than 2 punches in a row. So it's kind of disappointing to see how, man, it was there. It was there for you. But body language, hair, attitude, and how he ended up fighting, just, it's not enough. You don't want this enough. You do not know what you have to do. Just standing there and getting punched at Sean O'Malley's range, that's not going to be doing it for you. He just lacks the skill or the will to go an extra step, and he got told just that in the last round, or I think it was round 4, where it just empty the tank. Whatever it is that you have, when you got him cornered against the cage, don't stop throwing. Keep on throwing. Yes, you can get punched. I mean, you had already a fucking knee to your face. What more do you want? What else is it that's carrying you to continue from going through with this? Didn't go through. didn't continue, and he lost the fight. Now, as good as Sean O'Malley is at that range and how fast, he doesn't have great boxing. His defense is non-existent. Again, every time Chito Vera threw a couple punches in a row, he actually got him. He actually got a body shot in the last second of round 5 that dropped him. He could not get up to celebrate having won the fight. So this shows you a couple things. First of all, he's fast, he's lean, he's long, but his boxing is. He was calling out Topuria. No, man, you don't want that. No, your chances are better with Murab, right? That's gonna be a bit of a better shot, and you will be defending your belt in your weight. And no, Topuria eats him up. He just destroys him. Why? Well, because he literally said how he beat Volkanovski, which is, yeah, Volkanovski is fast, and I can take a couple of his punches, and I will just continue throwing these combinations until I destroy you against the net. If you do that against O'Malley, you put him down. Of course you do. Topuria would knock out Sean O'Malley for sure. Because if Chito Vera was this successful when he woke up in round 4 with a broken face, yeah, Topuria is not going to be waiting that long. He's going to be ripping to that body, and it's going to be finding. None of these guys have good boxing. Being fast does not mean that you have good boxing. Those stances that they have, those are not great. The knockout power of Sean O'Malley, he has some, but it's not on the level of Topuria. And Topuria, not being an idiot, he knows I can take a couple cracks from O'Malley. He cannot take one of mine. So I'm gonna be putting him against the cage, and I'm gonna be knocking him the fuck out. And he moves ahead, and he actually knows how to box, which Chito obviously doesn't. And that's all there is to be said about this. It was entertaining, and yeah, let's see how it goes for these guys next time. Folks, that's going to be all for now. See you on the next video. Take care.